he said, I'm into sport. I think it would be great to do one on something sporting. This was shortly after we did one on the ICA. So it is nice to take different perspectives and bring them into the fore. So we've had a couple of our staff members doing all of the research, and a couple of others of us do the editing and compiling and all of the layout. So this exhibition will be here until the end of September.
Well, it's beautifully presented and a lot of work has gone into it. And of course, you know, you've done enough of these that you'll always say, oh, you don't have this and you don't have that, and I thought you would have had this, but it's nigh impossible to get everything included, isn't it? But I have to say, it's fantastic. I had the privilege of walking around, and thank you for the privilege of allowing me to cut the ribbon on it, because not alone are we just featuring Gaelic football and hurling, we're going to Great Nicky Record over there. We also have the Wexford Rounders team who won All Ireland's, the Rapparee Starlights, of course, of the local club. And I look at our rugby heroes here, Gordon Darcy with a fine beard and a fine crop of hair, and Ty Furlong below him, and Carl Mullen and Seamus Kelly, and we have Nicky Coppelwell, Katie Fitzhenry, Jamie Deacon. So that's just to give you an indication. Bill Tector, that's just to give you an indication of some of the sports. So yeah, you must be delighted with it.
We are. This room we really tried to concentrate mostly on team sports, and then in the smaller room it's more individual sports, the Olympics, motor sport, a bit of racket sports as well. So we tried to do a bit of everything, but obviously we have left people out. We have forgotten certain sports. One of the things we've done is we have a memory book here, and we're really hoping that people will share their memories of their sporting successes or their families or things like that. It even happened tonight. A lot of the people that were visiting this evening.
You got some more information tonight,
Yeah, they had stories. Maria Nolan was here, and she actually spotted her father on one of the banners here. So we're hoping that, like a lot of the exhibitions we do, it brings up memories and brings up conversations that people can have together.
Yeah, and I understand Rule 27, you're learning all this, Mico, but GA members are advised not to pass or look over this sign. That's the way it was. GA players weren't allowed to play anything else, and that's the original sign, the Rule of 27, which is gone. And I know Bill Tector, for argument, a lot of those players of Bill Tector's era played other sports, played hurling and football, but they couldn't. So we have a nice little sign that people can look at, and we had Michelle O'Neill here this evening. She's a brilliant official as an assistant referee, and we've Wexford FC over there, and we have the great Bill Lacey actually over here in the corner, and Pat Morrissey, who not many people know, was born in Enniscorthy but played all of his football in England. And a lot of work has gone into this, Mico.
Yes, we did spend quite a bit of time. Two of my staff members actually have master's degrees in Irish history, and they're brilliant at doing the research. So Mary and Paul spent many hours researching all the different sports and picking out some highlights in each of the sports. And then we laid them out in a really colourful fashion. We hope it's nice and engaging. We've even created a few photo ops here and there. So like we have a podium for kids to put on their Olympic medals and pose with the tricolour. So we want it to be fun and engaging, and then also learn a bit about history and celebrate our sporting heroes of Wexford.
And of course, when we talk about Wexford, you probably realise now, when you saw all of this put together, how unique a county it is in terms of sport, the diversity.
Oh yeah, it's in every corner of the county is sporting history. Like it's absolutely everywhere, and people are so proud of their teams, of their counties, of their parishes, and it's lovely to see that spirit here.
Actually, as we walk into the individual room, I see you have American sports featured as well, baseball, because some Wexford towns have celebrated its first American Independence Day celebration with several events, including an exhibition game of baseball that occurred in the USA Naval Base in Ferrybank in an area called Wilson Park by two teams called the Blues and the Whites. And of course, the founder of the American Navy, John Barry, his statue is in Wexford. He's a Wexford man.
It's also a tie back here to the castle itself, because in 1918 the Roach family would have been resident in the castle. Josephine Roach was born in America, and she used to fly the American flag on the roof of the castle every July 4th for Independence Day. So on the day that this was played in Wexford town, the American flag would have been flying from the roof here on the castle.
I have to say, Mico, that the condition of the castle is fantastic. It really is well preserved, and a lot of work has been done. So it's a credit to you and your staff, and I suppose a credit to Wexford County Council. You know, you asked me tonight, how long is it since I was here? I had to scratch my head and think about it. And you know, we're very poor in Wexford at going to our own, the facilities that we have. And I would recommend anybody to come here, because if you want to spend an afternoon here, and I think it's just about a tenner to come in and have a look at this. As we look at the individuals, you know about Billy Walsh, he's there, Eddie Bulger, he's the coach in Germany. Adam Nolan is our Olympic medalist. We have the great Jem Roach, of course, Wexford man, the Roach family. There's maybe not associated with the family here. Gary Roach, another Roach. So we go to individuals, then we have Aidan O'Brien, Jim Bulger.
And we've also covered the Olympics, the Special Olympics and the Paralympics, because those are all really important.
Yeah, the Special Olympics are a great addition, aren't they?
There's such a strong community force in Wexford, and it's lovely to see our people going on and competing at an international level. So we've definitely highlighted that here as well. And then we've picked out some of the smaller sports too: darts, motorsport, billiards and pool. There's a lot of history behind a lot of those different sports.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you look at the variety of sports, we had Bernard Doyle from Campile Cycling, Tommy Malone, Ross, Reggie Miles in the 1948 Olympics, Jimmy MacDonald. Remember, Jimmy was a great walker from New Ross. Andy Ronan, Malachy Sheridan, Adrian O'Connor, New Ross. His sister, of course, Niamh was a great swimmer as well. Pat Shannon, Grania Murphy, Adam Nolan, Bertram Allen, Sophie Becker, Deirdre Duke, Foster Horn, and Leon Reid. So the reason I mention all these names is to indicate, as if we didn't know, the diversity, and even you must have been surprised at the diversity of sports, because, you know, when we associate, say, sport with America, we think about baseball and basketball, and maybe after that, then we still got, I know football has become bigger, but are you amazed with the diversity of sport that when you saw this put together?
And we've completely missed some sports, so so I'm sure people will let us know. But yeah, there was no end.
You probably still can add to it.
Yeah, absolutely. But even recently, a lot of young people have been in the news in martial arts, doing taekwondo and jiu-jitsu and winning medals on a European level, and it's great to see that that sport being so prominent with the
gymnastics being successful.
Exactly, gymnastics as well. So those are all things that we should be proud of as a county and show our pride.
Of course, as I said at the outset, when you put something like this together, you're not going to please somebody. You're going to have people coming up to you and say, you didn't have this and you didn't have that. Maybe that's a good thing, is it?
Well, all of our exhibitions, we really want to bring out stories, right? So we want to create conversations. And I think that's what this will do, because you may see, one equestrian like Sarah Gordon, and that'll bring to mind your aunt who competed in the point to point, and those are the stories that we want to bring out, and how we all come together as a community.
Yeah, you must be delighted with it. This, all of these, what I see here in front of me doesn't happen by accident. An awful lot of work has gone into this.
Yeah, it's been months in the making. So we started toward the end of last year. Christmas is a big thing for us here in Enniscorthy, because we do our Santa experience. So we take a bit of a break, all hands on deck for that. And then we come back to this and do all of the research. And a lot of hours go into it, but we really think that bringing something new to Enniscorthy, to the whole county, is important to keep us alive and vibrant as a castle.
How is the castle doing? How are we doing enough to promote Wexford and Enniscorthy as a tourist destiny?
We can always do more. So
The word of mouth is nearly as good as anything, isn't it?
absolutely. We are a small town, but we're right in the heart of Wexford. So we are always hoping that more people will stop in and see us, see the gorgeous view from the roof, look down over Vinegar Hill. We get loads of school tours, which is great. We love having young people come through the castle and also come over to the 1798 Centre. So we're open 7 days a week. We love having people come and visit us, and we always are looking to welcome more people.
Is it 12 to 6 on Saturdays and Sundays?
12 to 5 Saturdays, Sundays and bank holidays, and 10 to 5 during the week. And last admission is at 4:30. Usually takes about a half an hour to 40 minutes to go through, but if you love your sporting history, you might want to spend a bit more time in these couple of rooms.
And of course there is also other artifacts and other levels of history that you can take the full day in if you want.
Yeah, so the ground floor is dedicated to the Norman history of the castle. So we've got some weaponry, and it is very family friendly. So it's what kids want to see when they come into a castle. It's proper castle-y stuff. And then the first floor is the industrial age of Enniscorthy and the Roach family that was resident in the castle for 50 years. And then the top floor, we have a permanent exhibition of the work of Eileen Gray, the architect and designer who was born in Brownswood, just outside of town. And then we have our 2 exhibition space rooms that change every few months. We also use this space to showcase local artists as well. So in between exhibitions, we'll often have artists show their work here, which is quite important to promote young and emerging artists in the area. They're always looking for ways to exhibit their work. It's one of the ways they can apply for funding is if they've been in an exhibition. So we do offer the space for that as well. So you're never quite sure what you're going to get when you come in. We do like to change it up a bit. And then, of course, it's always great to take a trip up to the roof and see the views.
Absolutely. And I'm just on my right is Darren MacDonald, who's a brilliant swimmer. Now going into politics, I believe. And with Catherine O'Neill, who is from Ramsgrange. She was brilliant in the Paralympics. We've been very successful in that. Well, I could go on and mention all the names. I want people to come and see it, Mico. And you have some of I'm sure you'll add to it. I know that you'll add to it because as people come in and say, you haven't got this, or I can give you this, or I can loan you that. So I'm sure it's an exhibition that's going to improve, and it's open now until the end of September. Thanks for your time, and wish you the very best of luck.
Thanks so much for coming out to us.